Hang on a minute, I've put it on wrong. Folks, welcome back to the journal. And if you've just bought an iPhone 7, you have spent a lot of money. And I don't blame you, I've done exactly the same thing recently, as you can see right here. But you can protect it relatively inexpensively. There are tons of phone cases out there on the market. I personally prefer just cases, not sleeve cases or anything that really take away the mobility of a phone. And I have been generously donated one by Swaq International. I'm going to say Swaq because it's spelled S-W-A-Q. I don't know if that's pronounced right, but hey ho, what do you know? I keep getting air shoe wrong, so might as well pronounce everything wrong. And this is what we're getting: a base top, scratch quality, top quality, slim full body coverage protection hard case with tempered glass, screen protector for iPhone 7, black. And I've just read that off the title on Amazon. So let's have a look at this case in a little more detail. So if you're going to buy the case, here are the things that you would need to consider. It has 360 degrees of protection. I will be absolutely mortified if any case came with any less than 360 degrees of protection. Imagine if it just had 143 degrees, that would be absolutely terrifying. Ultra thin, that's probably the most interesting aspect we can see on the advertisement here. It is 0.5 millimeters thick. So that means it's going to be very good for keeping your phone mobile and agile, but as for protection, that might be a different story. Exclusive tempered, we'll get back to that, and custom design. You'd expect every case to have some sort of custom design on it. Anyway, here we are. It's made of 2 pieces, and as we can confirm, it is very thin around the edges. I'm going to slap it on now, and it is a relatively simple process. Very easy to put on. Clip in the back panel and then slide in the casing, and you have your iPhone in a case, all done within a space of 5 seconds. Hang on a minute, I've put it on wrong. There we go. So yeah, if you're not a complete idiot like me, it is very simple to put on. And this is what it looks like. Not perfectly aligned on the Apple logo there, that looks as if it's a bit to the right. Nicely taking out the camera bumper though there. If I put it down on a flat surface, there's no rocking on either side, so that's a good positive. The buttons are a little recessed into the casing because it doesn't have button nodules themselves. It does mean that it is a little more difficult to get into the buttons, but it's nothing too major to stress about. And the home button again is somewhat recessed, so it might take some getting used to. I will say that the grip is excellent compared to the iPhone itself, which as a matte black design is very slippy on the hand, and you have to put any case on really to make sure it's not going to slip out of your hands. But it has this almost not, I would say, rough plastic feel to it, so it has a good grip, especially on the sides as well, which hasn't been too good in other cases. I'm not entirely convinced by, I guess, the slits down the sides. You can see where the casing is snapped together, and it just, I guess, makes it look a tiny bit tacky. That might just be personal preference on design, but it doesn't quite look right. And because you're taking away the glass fronts with this 2-piece casing, it does again look, I would say, a little cheap. It doesn't look like an iPhone as much as it was, but then again, no case does. Now in terms of protection, I think this is only going to protect it from the smallest mistakes and drops. If you're going to hurl it off a car park, for example, and that sounded quite loud when I dropped the phone, so I wouldn't want to be dropping it any more than what I have done there. But in terms of instant protection against scuffs and scratches and drops, it will do that, but I think the claims of it being completely protective are a little bold. Now the one final thing to add is that it does include tempered glass, which you would stick on in the old fashion of peeling it back and putting it on the front. And this is very rigid, very plasticky tempered glass, I would say. I'm not going to actually stick it on here, I will just place it in the front as a kind of test. And I would never really be keen on having some plastic in front of my phone. I mean, as you can see, it does work and it picks up all my taps and my swipes, but you're gonna get that plasticky sound whenever you're tapping the screen. I'm just, again, not a big fan of that. But the reason I'm not putting this tempered glass on is because if you are an iPhone 7 owner, I'm going to give this away for you. So if you want to put a comment in the comment that I specifically pinned onto this video, drop it in there and I'll do a draw in the very near future and someone can win this for free. Otherwise, if you wanted to purchase it, it is just $7 from Amazon.com, which is I would say a very reasonable price for what is a reasonable case. It does nothing fancy, it's not horrible in any way, it does a good job, protects your phone, but I'd say style wise, if you have an iPhone, you're probably wanting style and this doesn't quite provide that. Thanks for watching, enjoy the rest of your tech day, bye for now.